Stage 2 of the Get Ready for Overland Expo PNW trip is in full effect. Went and picked up my new bumper from Freight today from Backwoods Adventure Mods. This is a dual swing bumper. We also got a bunch of other accessories. My timetable for leaving for the trip has been accelerated. Today is Friday, the 24th. So I'm leaving tomorrow after I go and shoot the Toy Tech Appreciation event. I'm gonna shoot that from I think like 10 to 2. And then I'm gonna leave to South Dakota right after that. So we'll get there, I think it's like a 6-hour drive. So we're gonna get there probably like 8-ish if everything goes according to plan. It never does, but I'll hold out some hope. So we're going to throw on the new rear bumper. We have a Trasharoo in typical overlanding form. I think it's a prerequisite to get a Trasharoo if you're going to be an overlander, just to let you know. So if you're looking into that, Trasharoo first. 23.0 shower room and the 180 23.0 awning. I'm thinking awning will go on the back, and then the shower room will go where the Iron Man awning is. I think that'll be the setup because the 180 extends out left and right. You'll have the ladder on the right side of the tent and then a shower room on the left side of the tent. I think that'll be the best setup. I don't know, we'll mount it and then see. I have to move the H3R performance fire extinguisher. I think I'm going to move it to the inside of the rack. And then I have a Krazy Beaver shovel. I got the tan colorway, which I don't really see that often, and I think it's absolutely sick. And then the Rhino rack, stow it, clamps or mounting clamps, whatever you want to call them, for that shovel. And that will go on the outside of the molly panel on the extrusion rack. And then I think I'm gonna get probably like a full-length Fisker axe to go underneath it, and then I might just use quick clamps or quick fists for those. So then you'll have shovel, axe, and then the fire extinguisher on the inside. So we got a lot of work to do. As far as this old rear bumper goes, the only things I have to transfer over are the diodes, the shackles, and then my license plate, and then I think it comes with new license plate lights. So I'm pretty much just going to pull this one off, and I don't know if I'll disconnect it from here or these ones yet. I'll probably pull it off from here first and then see if it's easier to pull these off and just mount the new ones or not. But that's kind of what we have going on. So let's get into it. Alright, so just to talk about this mounting a little bit, the mounting of this bumper. So you have two of these plates that bolt into the frame where the stock bumper gets bolted to, and that goes out to the actual bumper part. And you have these plates that sit back behind here that then get bolted through these brackets into the bumper. So you have one on this side, one on the inside, and then the same thing on the other side of the bumper. The other thing that you're gonna have are these. So this bracket will go to the frame, and then those mounting holes mount to that part of the bumper right there. And that adds that front support. So also to mention, for these back plates, you're gonna have a shorter one and you're gonna have a longer one. The shorter one is gonna go on the outsides of the truck. Longer one is gonna go on the insides of those two mounts that mount to the frame. First off, always carry first aid kit. Second off, can we just appreciate something real quick? Like, can we just appreciate something real quick? I love me some cotton candy skies, you know? What do you think? Hey, what do you think? Hey, where are you going? Don't run from the Lord. Band-Aid thumb up. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Well, I completely forgot that I had to mill these holes out to fit Diodes SS2s. And it's quite the process to mill those out. So we're going to save that till the end. Alright, so we're going to move on to the swingouts, shall I say. Dual swingouts. Okay. License plate lights, harness for said lights. That is one of the handles. Now this is the actual part that is the swing out arm. So the cool thing about these bumpers, if you didn't know, it combines steel and aluminum parts to create something that's really, really strong and light. So the frame and the shell of the bumper is steel. The swing out arm pivot with the spindle is steel, and then the arms themselves are aluminum. So this bumper, I believe, and if I'm wrong, I'll throw it up on the screen, is only 180 pounds compared to other full steel bumpers on the market that are pushing 280, 290, 300 pounds. Whereas this bumper is 100 pounds less. So perks of that obviously are pretty clear. You have a light bumper on already heavy trucks. When you're adding drawer systems, when you're adding racks, tents, roof racks, 35s, wheels, full skid sets, armor, everything like that, take the savings, the weight savings where you can. In this case, you're mixing steel and aluminum, and that's why Backwoods is such an innovative company that I truly believe in. So very excited for these. But let's finish out So we have a wear pad. The other swing out pivot. Rubber stop, I'm assuming, to stop the swing out from rattling. These are your spindles, so the bolts that go through those arms onto the bumper. And then you have your hardware kits and your pins. Alright, so here's what we have going on. We kind of have everything laid out nice and neat. So we'll start up here on the bumper. So we have the wear pads for the swing out portion and the holes for the pins so you can lock the arms open. So you just have two bolts that go through the back of that. And then the hardware, washer, lock washer, nut. Same thing on the other side. And then going from right to left, you have your arm, the pivot. You're going to have a spacer on the bottom of this, and then the bolt is going to drop through this top plate into the arm, into the pivot, and then through, and then bolt on the back side. The pins are direct drop in, and they're already threaded, so you're just going to tighten those. Then you have 4 bolts and washers, lock washer, nut that are going to drop through the swing out plate into the arm and bolt on the back side. They go bolt, washer, plate, arm, washer, lock washer, nut. And that's the same thing on both sides. Next is you're going to have this wear pad. That's going to go onto the bottom of the right arm, and it's going to have a beveled side. That beveled side, when the arm is facing up, is going to face the front of the vehicle. It also has a beveled bolt that's going to drop into that, and then going to have a washer, lock washer, and nut. After that is a bump stop, so that when it contacts your bumper, it doesn't hit anything else. That's just going to go onto this arm right here, and that one comes with a washer and bolt. It's just going to go on the back side of that. Your latch, if you are getting this bumper and have this built-in latch, you can disregard this piece. You don't need it. The latch is going to come without this installed. So this is the piece that will grab onto this, locking the arm in place. You're going to have 2 jam nuts. Go ahead and install this on this U-bolt first. Then you're going to have this middle piece that's going to go in. It's going to have a beveled section on one side, and then a round section on the other. The beveled or the flat side is going to face the handle, and then your lock nuts are going to go on the back side of that. And then that's going to get installed onto the left swing arm. And then you're going to have the hardware for that. So it'll be a bolt, a lock washer on the back, and then the nut. So that is that, and then you're just going to repeat the same side for the pivot arm on the left side. And then we can move on to the tire swing out. So for the pivots, the spindle bolts, Backwoods says to torque them until you have a decent amount of friction on the arm. You don't want it to be free spinning, but also don't want to be too tight where your arm doesn't open and close. So I'll probably play around with that to see exactly. You can see that one, it has some friction, but not as much as that one. So we'll play around with that and see where the happy medium is to get those on. But the arms are on. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten the wear pad bolts. And then we'll go ahead and mount the swing out plates. So this tire carrier for the back is going to come in 2 plates. You're going to have the first plate that mounts to the arm, and then you're going to have another plate that will mount to the tire. It has these slotted holes for adjustment in case you need to come out more or retract back in. So we're going to go ahead and mount this first plate straight like that, and then we'll get the second plate on. Alright, so before bolting the second piece of the tire carrier on, they actually do include studs that need to be pressed in. If you don't have a press or access to a shop press, you can use a punch and a hammer to get them fully seated, and then they do come with lugs that go to that. So we're going to go ahead and press these in, and then we'll get our tire mounted. Alright, so now that we got those studs in, make sure that they're directed in the right orientation. You don't want them going inwards, you want them going outwards away from the rest of the brace. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and move forward. As you can see, the tire is on. Got the Trasharoo on. The beginning stages of overlanding. Trasharoo first. And then do all your lights before lift or anything like that. Take it from me, I would know. We're going to go ahead and move forward and get these diodes put back in. And because this is the second time I've done this, all you're gonna have to do is just take the gasket or the seal that the diodes come with, and you're pretty much just going to line it up with one of the holes, and then take your favorite Sharpie, and you're pretty much going to trace the gasket, because it's quite a bit bigger than the pre-cut hole. So like I said, line it up with one of the holes, whichever side you want, your choice. Mark the other hole. So pretty much you're just going to drill, and then I'm going to use an air saw. I used a grinder last time and it was kind of just a pain in the ass. So I'm going to use an air saw to cut that Sharpie line all the way around and do that on both sides. And then we'll be able to mount these diodes back up. After that, we're going to go ahead and mount the license plate, and then also what this bumper comes with is this bracket right here. This bracket is a camera relocate. So we're going to have to open the tailgate and then open the top plate on the tailgate. And there's 2 bolts holding in the camera, which you can see is right there. Then there's a couple clips. Pull those clips out, feed the wire for the camera through, gets connected to this bracket, and gets relocated right here in the bumper. So, yeah, that'll have to happen. But let's focus on getting these diodes back in. Probably do a little bit of hardware cleanup. This is also just extra hardware because obviously I pulled off my old bumper. So we still have a lot to go. It is currently 11:34. And I haven't even showed you guys some 23-0 awnings. Or maybe I did show you. I can't remember. It was ages ago. And then I still have the shovel to mount. And then I have to remove the fire extinguisher, or remount the fire extinguisher, I should say. But dual swingouts are mounted, and that's what I'm happy about. No more tire in my bed. So that's nice. Remember, safety first. Not responsible for if you hurt yourself. Just don't be dumb. So we're going to go ahead and get the awnings mounted up, the awning and the shower room. They come with brackets like this, and this will just bolt up to the extrusion using T-slot nuts and the hardware that I have for my extrusion rack. We'll go ahead and throw these on and then throw the awnings up. It's 1:46. I don't remember the last time I've eaten. Or if I even ate today. I don't remember. Still have this whole mess to clean up. All right. I think I'm saving the fire extinguisher and the shovel and the rhino rack mounts for tomorrow morning. We did a lot tonight. We did bumper, tire, swing out, Trasharoo, diodes, 23.0 awning, and 23.0 shower. I'd say that's a pretty good install night. Or morning or work day. I don't know what you want to call it, because it's been like at least 7 hours, I think. 6 hours? 7? I don't know. I don't even know. Clean up. Find McDonald's or Taco Bell. What's up with those lately? I feel like none of them are open. Like, they used to be straight 24-hour, and now I feel like they're not. That was super profound. They used to be, but now they're not. Big brain. Let's check on the doggo. Hello. Hi. Thanks for being a real trooper. Thanks for being a real trooper. You're a good girl. You're the goodest girl. Okay, I'm gonna clean up and then we'll go. I know she's my dog and all, but doesn't she look like the aliens from Men in Black? Alright, now I'm just hysterical. Alright, well, we're gonna clean up this mess, and then we'll come back at it in the morning. Alright, sorry if it's picking up all this road noise, but I'm going to go ahead and make this part of the video brief, because I know you guys are probably tired of seeing things being installed, but we have two more things to do before this video ends. We are installing a mountain hatch, as well as the shovel and the rhino rack clamps on the side. So let's go ahead and do a little time lapse of those being installed, and then we'll wrap this up.